Hey, hey. I got a few people that are supposed to be joining me a little later, but I can't wait. I got to go ahead and get this thing started. I uh I have an unboxing to do, but it's sort of a special to me unboxing. Hey, Perry. And hi, Robert, John, everyone else who's in there. And the reason why it's special is it's from someone called Bloodbath Comics. First off, I love that name. It's very metal. As soon as I figure out how, I'm gonna get me a. I was going to get me a thumbnail for you guys that have been waiting for so long, and it's going to be just bloody and all just awesome looking. But I haven't figured out how to do that yet, so I'll have to put up a thumbnail afterwards. Hey, Theory, Nemo, and anyway, Bloodbath Comics is an eBay seller, and I have bought little bags and everything from him multiple times, and I've never been unsatisfied. Now, I haven't really. I have not won, and then I have gotten something pretty nice. Now, he used to have it to where you had like a $30 option, like a $50 option, and then he would go up and up. Well, now how he's doing it is he's giving you one option. It's $175 plus shipping, and he guarantees at least $175 of value, which can be subjective at sometimes. But how he does it is in lots of 100 books. And then when that sells out, he'll do another 100. And the cool way that he does it is broken down like this. If you get a red padded envelope, that means you have the regular grab bag, and it has 175 to $225 worth in that grab bag in 5 comics. It's always 5 comics. That's what you get in every bag. There's 26 of those for each 100. Now, if you get a silver bag, that is worth 226 to 299. There's 50 of those for each 100 batch. Or if you get a gold padded envelope, that one is 300 to $599 worth of comics. There's 20 of those in each 100. Then he has two more. He has the black one, which he calls the platinum bag. It's valued at 600 to $1,199 worth of comics. There's two of those in every batch of 100. And it looks like we got Ed D in here. What's going on, man? And then the final one is what he calls the atomic bag. It's a green padded envelope, and what you get in that is $1,200 to $2,500 worth of comics, and you get two of those in each batch of 100. So if you were to buy all 100, you'd get everything, but obviously I can't afford to do that. I don't know of anyone that could really. But what I decided to do was I was looking on eBay for Werewolf by Night 32 or a Hulk 181, and most everybody had those things at like 250 to $700 over fair market value, and I got flustered and said no. Then I went back to Bloodbath and noticed he had just set up a new 100 batch, and I bought two of them. And what I got was a silver padded envelope, which means I should have 226 to $299 worth of books in this one. And then the other one I got was a gold bag. This one should have 300 to $599 worth in the bag. So I have a potential here of $900 worth of comics for about like 350 bucks. So, like I said, I've never been. I don't know if he's on IG or not, but he's on eBay. I know. Anyway, he's a cool seller. I bought from him before. I got a Golden Age Rawhide Kid out of a $30 grab bag that I sold for like 20 bucks. And then, of course, I had another 4 books. And then I had one where I got the first Silver Age appearance of the Scarecrow. I think that's Batman 189. So that's it. I bet you guys are as excited as I am now to actually see what I got. What I'm going to do is the silver one first. I've opened it all up and got them face down. I have no idea what's in these. There's 5 in the silver, and then there'll be another 5 books in the gold. And he usually puts a sticky note on each one that says it's worth this much. And like again, that can be subjective, but we'll see what we have here. This is kind of exciting. This is the first one. Ooh, it's backwards on my screen. Let's see what this thing is. Do You Dare Enter the House of Mystery, number 195. Apparently, this is a Neil Adams, and he has it valued at $48. And the cover looks like it's a Bernie Wrightson from 1971. That's pretty cool. I like that cover. All right, let's see what the next one is. Hey, Rickon, and Big Lion Cat, you're in here too. Hey. All right, number 2. Mighty Thor book. Let's see. This is 184. First appearance of the silent one is what he has on the little sticky note, and he says that's worth $50. Again, I don't know how right he is. I have to look him up myself, but that's still pretty cool. 15-cent Thor. I like it. All right. Got 3 more to go. Boom. Oh, what is this? Green Lantern, Green Arrow. Green Lantern, Green Arrow, number 80. He has it listed at $88 in value, and Neil Adams. Oh, that's cool. They're guilty. Conspiracy trio sentenced to die. That looks pretty cool. Let's see. 3 down, 2 to go in the silver bag. And this one is, oh, a JLA. That one's familiar. What is this? Justice League of America number 34 with a date stamp. The Deadly Dreams of Dr. Destiny. I don't know if that's a first appearance or not. He doesn't have it listed as a first appearance, but I always check things out myself. He put $70 on his little sticky note. That looks pretty cool. All right. Let's see. So he has, let's see, 48, 50, 70. That's too much math for my head. I made perfect grades in math. Straight D's. All right, last one. Oh, I did too, John. He did a great job. Hey, JP. Ooh, an Atom book. Hey, that looks pretty good condition. Let's see. Gray Man Has a Bride. This is the Atom number 37, introducing Major Mana. Huh. He put a value of $32 on it. That one actually looks pretty good condition, man. I like that. All right. That's pretty cool. And that was the silver bag. Now, here's the one I'm excited about. The gold bag. Oh boy. I'm kind of nervous. I don't know why I should be. All right. And this is Doctor Strange, Nick Fury. This is number 163, first appearance of Agent Clay Quartermain. He has it valued at $52. That's pretty cool. I like that. Let's see. I'm running out of room. Next one. Oh. Amazing. Oh, this is that Doc Ock cover Reggie keeps talking about, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Amazing Spider-Man 55. He has it valued at $54. Doc Ock wins. I like that. Yeah, the silver is supposed to be 226 to I think $300 is what it's supposed to be in value, and this gold one's 300 to 600. Next book, I do too, JP. Bam, Batman. Oh, that's a 3-digit number. Let's see what this is here. Okay, he values this at $208. I don't know if that's right or not. Anybody know Batman? I don't know the Silver Age Batman all that well. It's number 165. I paid $175 a piece for each bag, Gray Man. That's what I paid. Oh, that's kind of cool. I'm gonna have to check that out later. Let's see. So there's 2 more left. Here we go. 165. Ooh. Hey, Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four 75. He has it valued at $64, and it's just a Silver Surfer and Galactus appearance. I like that cover, man. That's Jack Kirby, and it's just all their heads in yellow on a red background. That looks pretty cool. I like that. That looks pretty good condition too for, I mean, the age it is. All right, let's see what we have here. This is the last book. Hey, the Incredible Hulk. This is number 110. Umbu the Unliving. He has it valued at $52. Let's see. That looks pretty cool. Again, what I do is I always go back and I double check, all the prices and everything. But unless I find out that he's just so completely far off that I overspent, I think that was pretty good. I mean, it is a bit of a gamble, but like I said, I was looking for much more expensive things and I couldn't find them. So, oh, it's 24 and a 6.5. Oh well. Anyway, what do you guys think? You think I overspend or not? I mean, I thought it's kind of cool, and some of those are pretty good condition as well. Oh, you just sold a couple of them? Cool. All right, Robert says not too bad. All right. Yeah, that's the thing about grab bags is unless they're so low a price that they're like $1 a piece, you're never truly going to get your money back, really. I mean, but it depends, and as long as you're having fun with it, that's good. Yeah, conditions definitely a factor in Silver Age. It's a higher grade, it'll be more hard to tell grade from video. Yeah, that is true. I'll have to look at it later. Yeah, I know. I've got to take a look condition, and then I've got to take a look at what it sells for. Of course, who knows? This guy may be looking at, Hey, Whitewell, what's up?
I made it.
Yeah, I just showed everything already.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah, but I'll go back over it because I could use an opinion.
Okay, hold on. Let me get the chat pulled up.
All right. Well, what I did was I bought 2 grab bags from a guy on eBay. I bought from him before, and I've had real good luck with him. He's called Bloodbath Comics. I love that name. That's a very metal name. I love
It
that.
sure is.
Anyway, and I got a silver bag and a gold bag, and the silver is supposed to be a value of $226 to $300 worth of books, and the gold is supposed to be $300 to $600 worth of comics. So potential for a big payday, or just a little bit more than what I paid. I paid $175 for each.
Okay, so you
Go ahead.
pay $175 and you have a chance of a silver or a gold.
No, you have a chance. I'll just go over it again. There's some people that didn't hear it when I first started it anyway. We had some new people come in. He does a batch of 100, and then once that's gone, he does another batch of 100. And it's broken down into you have 26 regular bags, 50 silver bags, 20 gold bags, 2 black platinum bags, and 2 atomic bags. The regular is what you paid to 225. The silver is 226 to 299. The gold is $300 to $599. The platinum is 600 to 1,199, and the atomic grab bag is $1,200 to $2,500. And you get 5 comics in every bag.
Okay.
That's how he breaks it down. And the first 5 will be from the gold, and the second 5 you see will be from the silver that I pulled. I got Hulk 110.
Is that the first appearance of Umbu the Unliving?
I think it is. Fantastic Four 75.
All right.
I like that cover.
Yeah.
The big book to him was this one. I don't know yet. We had some people throwing out numbers in the chat, but it's kind of hard to see condition. Batman 165. It's even in a Mylar.
Yeah, I'm not. Is that a key? I'm not familiar with that issue.
He didn't have anything listed on it.
Certainly an old Batman, that's for sure.
Yeah, I've got to look it up. Then we have ASM 55.
That's a great cover.
Yeah, this one's nice. Then I got Strange Tales 163. This is apparently the first somebody, I forgot the name. And I got the Atom 37. And this one's actually decent condition.
This is still all one bag, or is this both bags?
I'm just showing you both bags. It's 5 and 5. JLA 34.
Mm-hmm.
And this one was another one that he tagged as a money book. Green Lantern, Green Arrow 80.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's Neil Adams. I like Neil Adams. And then the last 2 were Mighty Thor 184.
Yellow cover.
Yeah. And one of the coolest ones is this one. It's apparently Neil Adams' interior art, but it looks like a Bernie Wrightson cover. It's The House of Mystery 195.
Oh, very cool cover.
Yeah, I kind of like it. So anyway, what do you think I did? That was all of them.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with some of the books enough to know, like, that older Batman. I don't know what those go for off the top of my head.
I don't either. I don't know Silver Age Batman. Most of his books, unless they're key, aren't all that much, really.
Yeah. As far as, like, if you were to buy those books at retail, you probably did well. But how many of those books would you have bought at retail?
Personally, probably none.
Yeah. So
But I buy them because I was looking for a 181 or a Werewolf by Night 32 on eBay, and everybody had their prices just jacked up
through the roof.
So I just decided to do 2 of these and see what happens, because it was a lot cheaper to do 2 of these than buy either one of those.
Sure. I mean, certainly some of those books you could resell and make at least part of your money back. That's the direction you want to go with it. But
yeah. Although that's the one thing that I don't like about grab bags is they say you have this much in value. That could technically be true, but can you actually sell them?
Right. It's like according to Overstreet, or according to eBay, or according to some con they went to, or
yeah, I think this guy does Overstreet, which can be bad and can be good for you. It just depends on the book.
Needmo Comics says should save up to $350 versus spending on chance. Yeah, but sometimes a gamble's fun.
I had a certain amount saved to spend on comics, so I still spend it on comics, so I'm cool with it. Besides, I got a Fantastic Four annual number 6, I believe, the first Nihilus. I thought that one CGC graded. It's coming in, so that one's cool. Anyway. Yeah, that was all I was going to do, was unbox this thing. I was kind of hoping I'd have major book, but didn't have a major book, but I do really like that Amazing Spider-Man one.
Yeah, that's a great cover.
Yeah.
Um, did you have the other thing to unbox?
Do I have do what?
The other thing that you said you were going to unbox?
No, it's coming.
Oh.
But anyway, yeah, this is a good cover. But I tell you one thing, I was looking on eBay and I saw it for I forget how much, but it was a My Comic Shop book. So I
Oh,
went to mycomicshop.com and it was at a lower price.
yeah, because so it's funny because they'll inflate the prices on eBay because eBay charges fees and deflate the price on my comic shop. But on my comic shop, you basically pay the fee when you buy from them. So you have to add a percentage onto the price that's showing, right? I never bought there before, but that's what
Well,
impression I get.
I know eBay, I know from personal experience, charges you 10% and then you get that 3% from PayPal.
As a seller,
Yeah, that's the seller gets hit with that.
but the buyer gets hit with it on my comic shop.
Well, the buyer gets hit with it on eBay too because they up the price to make sure that
They
they don't
cover
lose
it,
that.
yeah.
But on my comic shop, there is no 10%. There's the buyer premium, that's a 3%, which they do, I think, to take care of if you pay by PayPal because it's the same percentage.
Oh, really?
So anyway, I did PayPal and I think I spent like $30 to $50 less buying it from my comic shop
Sure.
than I would have from doing eBay. And that, I didn't realize that until Reggie mentioned that, hey, if it's from my comic shop, check their website. It's usually cheaper. And I was like, well, hey, I'll try that. And I did, and turns out it worked. Uh, so, do you have anything new?
I just got 2 packages, but they are for the hunt on Friday, so I can't
Ooh.
show them, unfortunately.
What's the cover that you got to do?
I got to pick it because I won last week, and it is minimalist covers.
So
From the,
minimalist, as in not busy, not just
yeah,
like blank.
right, not a blank cover. I specified it has to have artwork on it, so you can't have like
So this would probably be minimalist, right?
um,
Somewhat.
somewhat. I mean, I'm thinking like a Rye Zero is for me is a minimalist cover.
Oh, yeah, that would be. Okay, well that's cool.
Trying to
And
throw JD for a loop 'cause he always wants headlights covers or something like that.
well, he could get one that's nothing but headlights,
Yeah,
and
right.
that'd be minimalist. But
Not if they're D cups.
one thing I'm going to do is hopefully I'll film it today or tomorrow if I can, and I'm going to release a preview video. I need to do an auction, so I'm going to do a preview video. I'm going to take my camera to where I can show the comic, open it up, take care of all that grading stuff in the preview, and then during the auction, hopefully it'll go faster because everyone should have looked at the preview for condition, and I'll do what I did the last time I did my own auction, and I'll keep it in the same order in the preview as it will be during the auction. That way, when to come in, you know what's coming next. You don't have to sit there and wait. So I've got that coming up. I'm going to try and film it today if I can.
Very cool. Looking forward to that.
Yeah. Well,
So sorry I was so late, but
oh, that's all right.
I got to pop in anyways.
Well, I don't know what happened with Caleb, but he wasn't able to join at all on stream. But he's been in the chat cheering me on. So
Yeah. Maybe he's having some internet problems or something.
yeah. But anyway, that's pretty much all I had. Other than the hunt, you got anything on your channel coming up you want to plug while you're here?
Yeah, Story Comic Core on Monday. We're doing trade 4 of Y, or hardcover 4. We're gonna blast through that. And on Wednesday on my channel, I Gotta Shoot This and I are gonna talk about Usagi Yojimbo #1. without John, unfortunately. So should be an interesting episode.
John's around plenty, so that's okay.
Yeah, right. Other than that, not too much. Oh, I guess this is official now on the 29th, Saturday. That's right. Doing maybe the last auction on my channel with Tank Collects and I Got Issues. If you follow Tank Collects on Instagram, he is in charge of selling this absolutely massive collection, and he reached out to me for assistance in moving some of the books. So I'm going to host an auction for him and probably sell a couple things myself. But
go back. You said the last auction. What do you mean?
I'm just running out of stuff I want to sell, and I don't want to be in the habit of constantly buying stuff to sell. So I don't want to promise that, but it at least for the
it's the last auction until you get more crap that you want to auction.
Yeah. I mean, I'll host auctions if other people want to do stuff. I'm going to do a charity auction sometime soonish. Again, I would like to at least. And but it's just I've been doing so many of them lately, and it's hard to put out other content. And it's hard to ship all that stuff.
Yeah.
So
I'm doing eBay myself on the more expensive stuff, and then I'm going to be trying to do some auctions on YouTube as well. So,
yeah.
know what you mean on that shipping, trying to keep everything straight.
Yeah, and just
you're mainly getting rid of stuff and getting some cash. I'm trying to make a profit when I sell.
Yeah, I mean, profit's the ideal, but yeah, I'm just trying to get rid of some boxes.
Well, in that case, I have one question and then one thing to plug for myself. One question is, that's got to be a band. What kind of band is it?
The Gray Man recognized it. It's a band called Witch Mountain. They're out of Oregon. They are a doom metal band that have been around for actually quite a long time. And
that's a slow and low kind.
Yeah. Right? They have a female lead singer. Their newest album, they have a new singer who I was skeptical of because I liked the old singer so much, but she did a bang up job. But they're groovy, man. I like them a lot, and they got a rad logo with a sword in it.
Nice.
So check them out.
And the thing I have to plug is we should have Mr. Garrell on the big show tomorrow, and it'll be at the normal time. I don't want to do it in my head, but it's 1:45 Central, so y'all figure out your own time zones there. And Joe 47771, the band is the best band. I disagree, sir. Depends on genre. Depends on what you're talking. Like, if you're talking something that anybody can listen to, but that's still pretty hard, but also not. I think Rush would be one that you could put up there as a top tier. But I mean, if we're talking metal, well, obviously you can't use Rush.
Yeah, I mean it's all a matter of taste too. Someone could say that I don't know. I'm trying to think of someone. Eagles are the best band ever, and I'm not a big fan, but I can see like sure they're talented, and I can't say that you're wrong, but for me it's not my thing.
Yeah.
So it's music is I think one of the most subjective things because
not only that, I mean you take a band like Metallica and you have their first 4 or 5 albums, and then you have the ones from the 90s, and you have Death Magnetic, which is kind of going back. So I mean, someone might fall out of liking them just because they changed. Yeah. It's still the same band. Like
their first 3 are top notch, though.
I personally think their overall best album, everything considered, would be "And Justice for All."
It's very good. I would put Master Puppets at the top for me.
The only reason I don't put Master of Puppets is I can listen to it all the way through, and I can pick out, over half the songs and say, like, these are freaking awesome. But when I listen to Injustice for All, it kinda sounds like it's sort of one big song to me where it just goes through and just changes, this is a different part of the song with, Injustice for All. Then you go and you have one, and it's
Yeah.
I just think overall it's the better one. That's the
I
only reason why I don't like Master of Puppets. But if you ask me which songs, obviously we'll go with Master of Puppets,
Lars is a dick.
Sanitarium, and Battery.
Battery, yep. But I mean, Kill 'Em All and Ride the Lightning are also like you could make an argument for those too. They're I just
Kill 'Em
think
All is the dirtiest as
it
far
is
as sound, though.
right. But I think
Go ahead.
some people like it for that reason because it's raw, because it's gritty, because it's underproduced. It's just like them in a room just thrashing away.
No, I like it for that reason, but I don't like Megadeth, their first album. What is it? Killing Is My Business.
And business is good.
Yeah, and Business is Good. Their first album I don't like for the same reason.
Yeah. I would say though, and I know a lot of people kind of have like a Metallica Megadeth feud or whatever. I would put Rust in Peace up against any Metallica album, and I'll stand by that statement.
Yeah, I would agree. Not only do you have Rust in Peace Polaris, but you have the name's slipping, but Holy Wars with the Punishment Due. I mean, it has a comic book song in there, man.
Tornado Souls, one of the best solos of all time.
Poison Was the Cure. That one, that just title alone, that one's awesome. I like that.
So yeah, I mean, I could talk about metal forever.
Now, do you prefer the clean vocals or like the death growl that some do? Like,
I'm not.
Dave Mustaine has he changes his voice, but it's not, he doesn't, go to no death growl or anything.
Yeah.
Not Amon Amarth type stuff.
Right.
I mean, the music has to fit the voice. Like Amon Amarth, I like it, but 3 Inches of Blood, I wish their screamer would just choke and die. And
I really like their first two albums.
I only have one for the reason I mentioned before. I think it's.
I mean, I can understand why.
It's the one Ride Dark Horse Ride. Which one's that one? And Journey to the Promised Land.
That the one with Destroy the Orcs on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's their first one.
Okay, well, that one I like, but I can't listen to it.
Yeah, I get
more
it.
than one or two songs for that reason.
Their vocalist is not for everyone. I can fully appreciate that.
Yeah. Now, well, one of their vocalists is the other guy, or is it one guy doing overdub, two different kinds of voices?
I'm not sure. I've never seen them live. I believe they're two vocalists.
Okay, well then I would say get rid of the one. But anyway, yeah. But Amon Amarth's music fits it, and I like his voice. I don't think I would enjoy it if he sang it, clearly.
Sure, based on the music behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of death metal, because I'm very selective. Like I'm a big Behemoth fan, and they kind of do more growly, and I'm a big Gojira fan, and they're a bit more growly. But I don't like the Cannibal Corpse style, like real death.
What about some of the more Nordic bands?
Yeah,
my buddy calls it math metal, Meshuggah.
Yeah,
and I think they're Finnish.
I'm not sure where they're from.
But I know
the gent sound.
Yeah.
That 7-string guitar.
Yeah, but I know Dimmu Borgir's one they're from like Norway or something.
Yeah,
and I like some of their stuff.
Yeah, I'm a big Norwegian black metal fan, and I say that with a grain of salt because I'm not a fan of the politics that go along with that genre, or at least the politics that started that genre. So just asterisk there. But Emperor, Dark Throne, Satyricon, uh, that those types of bands I enjoy quite a bit. Um, I'm a big fan of more modern black metal, like Wolves in the Throne Room and Panopticon. Um, I'm a big Doom fan. I really like Paul Bearer, and I really like
Hey, Craig and Grayman mentioned Bathory. That's another one my buddy likes.
yeah, Bathory is old school. They're like one of the founders of that like more extreme metal sound. Venom and Bathory and those bands really kind of like stepped up the game from, you had Sabbath and then you had Maiden, and they kind of like pushed the boundaries, and then Venom and Bathory and Slayer came along. They were like, hey, we can do something even further than that.
Yeah.
And then
Hey,
Mayhem came along and started stabbing people in the heads. And
what would you call Led Zeppelin? I think we would all agree that they are hard rock,
yeah,
but Black Sabbath, some people call them hard rock, some people call them classic metal. What would you say? Because both of those bands kind of influenced Maiden and all the rest
yeah,
of
sure. I would almost consider Black Sabbath like a pre-Doom band, because they're very kind of, they have that foundation of what Doom sounds like. But I would put them both in the hard rock, um, maybe like early heavy metal. But when I think of heavy metal, I think of bands like Judas Priest and Iron Maiden. Like that's what heavy metal is to me.
Yeah. I put in pretty much everything from 81 back as metal. But I mean, of course, you could cherry pick some out there that are a lot heavier that you would consider
Sure.
other types of metal. But yeah,
Joe4771 says labels are confusing, and I would agree. But I would also say, especially in music, as far as like genres like metal, which are so vast, they're important because you can say I'm a metal fan, and someone could be listening to, um, you know, uh, like Between the Buried and Me, and I wouldn't consider that not metal, but someone could also be listening to, um, you know,
yeah, it's like
Lamb of God, and it's like two
or,
totally different things.
or Dragon Force
Dragon
power
Force,
metal
yeah,
versus
sure,
Cradle of Filth.
right, exactly.
Uh, was that Dio era? He asked.
Craig Wagner said he saw Sabbath in '84.
Yeah,
That must have been Dio era, because
that may have
when
been.
when did Blizzard of Oz come out and stuff like that? Randy Rhoads, by the way, speaking of
That would have been
guitarists,
80. 80 was a big year for hard rock and heavy metal. You had Blizzard of Oz, Back in Black. I think Judas Priest. Which is the one the Blade cover? What's that album called?
the one with,
British Steel. I
yeah,
believe that came out in 80 as well. And Ace of Spades, I believe, was 1980. Yeah,
gone too soon.
yeah, most definitely. Still got Ozzy though.
Yeah, somehow.
Some he's one of the few people that we all agree should have died 20 years ago, but he's still around.
Well, I mean, by all accounts, should have died. I don't wish him to die.
Well, I don't
Yeah,
either.
I know.
But
I was
you know
just
what I'm
joking.
saying?
Um,
Yeah. Now I like the Dio Black Sabbath almost as much as I like the Ozzy Black Sabbath, maybe even a little more. I think those few albums they did were amazing, and I love how in the movie Heavy Metal, during that last scene where those guys are attacking the city,
yeah.
you hear oh crap, what's the name of the song? It's off the second album that Black Sabbath did with Dio.
Geez, I haven't seen that movie in forever. I couldn't tell you.
Crap.
I will say that Dio is a superior vocalist to Ozzy.
Oh yeah, the reason people like Ozzy is he's basically got an off-key voice, but it sounds good, and you just have to like that sound.
He's
But
just he's
technically, Dio has
he's a
much more
vocal.
range, much stronger. It's just a better vocalist overall.
I would almost say I prefer Dio's solo stuff to his Black Sabbath stuff.
Well, yeah, me too. I'm just saying I enjoyed him in Black Sabbath. I enjoy his solo stuff. Heck, I even enjoyed him with Rainbow.
Yeah, Richie Blackmore, really good.
Yeah, of course. Then you mention Richie, you get into it's weird. You get into like Deep Purple hard rock, and you can go all the way to Yngwie Malmsteen, Insanity
Yeah.
Speed.
And then you got Richie Blackmore also had a band called Blackmore's Night, which is basically like Renaissance rock. I don't know how to describe it. It's like Renaissance fair music, but he's a hell of a guitarist.
Yep. And a lot of people mistake speed for talent, and while you do have to have talent to have great speed, you can have great speed, but not as much talent as someone else. And perfect example of that would be Blackmore and Malmsteen.
Yeah, Malmsteen flies on the guitar,
Hmm.
but like sometimes, who cares? Like you're playing a lot of notes, but you don't feel anything from it. At least I don't.
Yeah. Of course, in my personal opinion, one of the greatest guitarists ever that's living is Tommy Emmanuel. Don't know if you've heard of him, but he's an Australian and he does mainly acoustic stuff. And he's, on the lighter side. I don't think he's ever really stepped foot in metal. And dead of all time, to me, I think one of the greatest guitarists uh, would probably be Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Yeah, sure. I mean,
And that's not even metal at all. I mean, he's
uh,
blues to the
he,
core.
he is well revered as a all time great for sure.
Yeah. Of course, I'm saying that not knowing how to play myself. I can play the Batman theme song and the first half of a Creedence Clearwater Revival song, and that's it. Down on the corner. That's it. That's all I can play. I never learned anything else.
Yeah, I mean, it's a
Well,
tough instrument,
I,
like most of it.
I believe we've lost all the comic book people, and we now have
A
the
bunch
comic
of
book people that are also metalheads left.
turned into a music chat. And I'm fine with hey.
Yeah.
Uh,
Don't you hate it when a lot of good bands only do like one album and then they disappear? Like
yeah,
White Wizard. That's what your shirt reminded me of. I really enjoy White Wizard's first album, but then they got rid of like 2/3 of the people, put out another one, and then I don't think they've done anything ever since. And then Australia birthed a new kind of AC/DC called Airborne. And as far as I know, they've only done one album, and that's it.
yeah. I'd take one great album from a band that I really like over like them pumping out crap for 20 years after making one good album.
True, but what if they're, doing good album and good album, great album,
Hey,
good
hey,
album?
that's best case scenario, right? But how many
Yeah.
bands really like you can look at their entire catalog and say they never missed a beat?
Well, Rush would be one that you could almost say that on, personally.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like I'm a huge Radiohead fan, and
I
uh,
hate Radiohead.
I know a lot of people do. Um, but
You want to know what's funny about that though? Is back in the day, I would ask guys to bring me all their CDs or a thumb drive, and I would put all the music on my Zune. Yes, I had a Zune. And by
sorry
the
for your
way,
loss.
I think the Zune was much superior than the iPhone or iPad or whatever the crap the i thing was called,
iPod.
iPod. But yet they never did anything with it and it died out. But I still have my Zune and it still holds all my music and I still use it in the car. And can get on the internet and all sorts of crap. It is an amazing piece of technology. But anyway, I would put all the music on there. So while I don't like Radiohead, I actually would say I kind of hate them. I own every one of their albums up to like 2010.
um, but they put out an album that I'm drawing a blank on the name because I don't even it is of no consequence to me because I I just don't like it at all. But then their next album I liked again. So I don't know. It's hard to find for me a band that is totally untouchable for their whole catalog.
I mean, yeah, even Kachung mentioned AC/DC, and while I love AC/DC and I own every album, their Ballbreaker album was kind of crap, man. You got to admit that.
Especially like a lot of bands that have been around a long time who still put out music. Like they're just, you can tell they just don't. I don't know if it's they don't have the passion or they just like some bands just have 3 good albums in them, and that's fine. Like put out those 3 good albums, and like I understand you need to make money, but
Yeah, of course, the good thing is AC/DC had all this good stuff up until then, and all this good stuff after. But I have to say, although I do own it, Ballbreaker is not that great an album. I mean, usually it's very subtle. I mean, 90% of their songs are below the belt, if you know what I'm saying. But most of the time it's subtle. But they have titles on that album like "Cover You in Oil." You know, and I mean, it's "Love Bomb." I mean, it is not a good album.
it's too far.
Yeah, I
Made
agree. Iron
rules.
Maiden does rule, and they still sound pretty good too.
They sound great. Bruce Dickinson, talk about a vocalist, man.
Yeah, yeah. It's hard to imagine that he wasn't the first one.
Yeah, I know, but he
Oh,
certainly.
oh, Gray Man's throwing some fire. We got a Brit and an Aussie in the chat, man. We're about to have a fight.
AC/DC is just variation of the same song for me. Yeah, I'm not. AC/DC has never been like a band I really connected with.
Yeah, the main reason I like AC/DC is my cousin. His name's Toby. I used to listen to country. Well, I still listen to it, but I used to be only country and 50s and 60s oldies rock and roll and gospel. That was what I listened to, and that was it. But then in junior high, my cousin gave me 2 albums that changed my life. I still listen to the other stuff, still love it, but he gave me Black Sabbath Paranoid and AC/DC Back in Black. And from there, I gained everything that I've been talking about up to this point. You know, you Maiden, White Wizard, Dimmu Borgir, all that stuff. I got it from those 2 albums.
Someone's asking, Thierry asks, what's a great band from Massachusetts? I guess some people would argue that like someone like Aerosmith or a Boston. I don't know like a whole lot of besides my friend's band Sky Tigers. Go listen to Sky Tigers. Sky Tigers Bandcamp. There, I don't like. Strangely, there aren't like a lot of huge bands that came out of this area.
Yeah,
I mean, Aerosmith is huge. They're not my thing.
but it also depends. Like a lot of people went to in the '80s. A lot of bands went to the Sunset Strip to try and get their name out there and all, but they were from all across the country.
Sure.
So I mean, if they're a band from Massachusetts, maybe, but they could have all got famous in New York or California. And of course, it depends on genre as well. As far as Alabama goes, about the best band, probably Leonard Skinner, but I don't really think that any of their band members actually came from Alabama. I don't think. Maybe one or two. But you go country, the band Alabama, Hank Williams Jr., and then you go gospel, you got a lot of stuff with the gospel there. It just depends on genre for a state too. Alabama's country and gospel, but we don't produce much rock and roll.
Yeah.
Well, I'm about ready to shut her off, man. What do you think?
Yeah, I should get some dinner for myself. Thanks for inviting me on.
No problem. I didn't know it would turn into turn from comic books to music, but hey, I'm cool with that.
Never know. Sometimes you just gotta let the chat go where it goes.
Yeah. Okay, we got one big comment here though from Kachung. I'll read that. When I was 13, the guys I played D&D with were older and introduced me to Iron Maiden and then Metallica. That was my heavier introduction. Nice. And of course, Craig just comes in, just Queensryche.
I'll talk a very quick story. When I was in Boy Scouts, I was maybe first or second year, and all the older kids were at a camp out, and I was listening to headphones in my tent one day during like a downtime, and one of the older kids was like, "Hey, what do you listen to?" I said, "Oh, I'm listening to Metallica," and this was, pretty soon after the Black album came out, and he's like, "Oh yeah, which album?" I was like, "Oh, Master of Puppets." He's like, "Oh really?" That he like gained so much respect for me. He's like, "Can I borrow that?"
Yeah, the old joke is Metallica was everyone's favorite metal band until Black Album come out, because then your older sister would come in wanting to borrow it. All right, well, with that story, guys, we will shut her off. Thanks, the chat, for coming. Thanks, everybody, for going through my unboxing and staying for music with Alec and Will. That was fun, and we will see the chat later. See you guys. Thanks for coming by.